Pierre, who is joined by the provincial deputy chairperson of the Free State in the ANC, Thabo Manyoni.
You need to get connected.
Well, a groundbreaking ruling that came out of the Bloemfontein High Court that essentially puts a hold on the ANC's provincial conference that was expected to start on Friday. And right now I'm joined by Thabo Manyoni, who has welcomed this court ruling. Thabo, just quickly, just the reaction to this court ruling that has taken place.
First, let me say it is unfortunate that members of the ANC had to go to court to force the ANC to do the right things. So it is a bitter-sweet victory for us, in the sense that, of course, we would not love to take the ANC to court. But two, it is a victory in the sense that it is teaching us that we must do the right things if we really are saying we are representatives of our society. And in that regard, I think it is teaching us also one thing politically, that if we are leaders, we must be.
Excuse me, we have a bit of a commotion here outside this polling station where we're trying to have this interview with Thabo Manyoni. The residents here literally refusing us to have this interview with Thabo Manyoni outside the polling station. We have the police also here who are on standby to try and ensure that we do continue with our job. Let's just quickly then get Thabo Manyoni again. Mr. Manyoni, let's first start again. You were saying that this is indeed a bittersweet victory.
Yes, it is a bittersweet victory in that sense that obviously we would not want to see our members taking the ANC to court. But at the same time, it is a victory in the sense that it teaches us as the ANC that we definitely must follow our own constitution and our own guidelines in doing right things. So in that regard, yes, it is. But I must say also, it is an opportunity for us as the African National Congress to make sure that, at least politically, we should agree. We can't have people raping processes, rigging processes, stealing, and propping us up to be leaders. What type of a leader are you if you are going to celebrate being in a position knowing fully well that it is people who were stealing to make you to be a leader? That says much about you, of course.
Who are you directing this at? Who is this that you're accusing of quote-unquote raping the processes?
As we have heard from the court proceedings, the branches that were there were complaining about the processes that were raped, people who were stabbed, and so forth, just for the sake of making sure that some of us become leaders. You can't be a leader of people who already are raping processes for you to lead them. I think that basically says much about our morality as the African National Congress.
In a statement that was issued that is purportedly from yourself, I haven't actually verified whether it is indeed a statement from you. The statement indicates that there are intentions to destroy the ANC in the interest of Magashule, and referring here to Ace Magashule. Is that statement indeed from you? Is this the sentiment that you have?
It is the sentiment that I have, that most people are actually prepared to destroy the ANC in the name of certain leaders. That's why they will even go to an extent of rigging processes just for the sake of having certain individuals to be the leaders of the African National Congress. But in this regard, I think it is proper for us to teach people that due processes and democratic processes must be followed if we want to have fair elections. Look here, you must win elections, not rig elections.
What's the next step for these people who you say have now been vindicated?
Of course, the first step is for them now to start getting sober, and probably this is a breather for all of us, to come together and say, how are we going to go to the national conference being a united province? Because at the end of the day, all the factions, the groups, they all say and claim that they love the ANC. No matter their conduct, no matter how bad, immoral it is, at the end of the day, they claim to be loving the ANC. And I think that it is for us to come together and say, how then will we move towards that national conference in making sure that we are a united body?
Just a final question. The court ruling doesn't say whether the PEC has overstayed its welcome. And I then wonder what this means heading into the ANC's elective conference. What's your view? Do you think that the PEC should be dissolved, that the NEC should set up a task team heading into the elective conference?
Our SG has provided a letter that extends the mandate of the PEC. So in that regard, the PEC is here to stay. Of course, it has overstayed its mandate. You know what? It is said that even if you are the best dancer, there comes a time that you must leave the stage. And I think also our time is long overdue. But nonetheless, that is the process for our NEC to decide on. Ours is to go to the national conference, being a united province, and making sure that we also help others from other provinces to come out of that conference, being a united African National Congress.
Just a final question before I let you go. Eventually, when the provincial conference does sit, is Thabo Manyoni available to be chairperson of the ANC in the Free State?
Thabo Manyoni has long come out clearly that he is definitely available. It is the time for a change in the Free State, and he is prepared to lead that change.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for also standing this commotion that has been taking place and making sure that his views are being heard with regards to this court case that has taken place. Indeed, a political upheaval that the ANC in the Free State faces. And this is not the first time that the ANC is facing this political upheaval. You remember that back in 2012, ahead of the ANC's Mangaung conference, they faced something quite similar, where the Constitutional Court had to step in, and the Constitutional Court then also said that the provincial conference that said that its decisions were null and void, and it was unconstitutional. And it seems that is something similar that this PEC of the ANC is facing. However, though, Thabo Manyoni indicating that for them is ensuring that the ANC goes into this elective conference in December united. But just listening to what he has to say about his counterpart and the person that he will be contesting eventually, Ace Magashule, they are anything but united. It's back to you in studio.
All right, that is our reporter Aldrin St. Pierre. But now let's go back to Pretoria.